Does the WeatherTech Bug and Stone Deflector block your field of vision when driving the Tacoma? Well, good morning everybody and welcome back to the channel. So does the WeatherTech Bug and Stone Deflector get in your way? Does it block your field of view when driving in the Tacoma? You know, recently I put their Bug and Stone Deflector on the front of my Tacoma, again from WeatherTech, and I did that primarily to stop stones from hitting my windshield. You know, down here in Texas, as I'd mentioned before, it's a common thing. If you see a car or a truck that doesn't have a cracked windshield, they must not be driving it. I don't know. I've had 2 so far since I've been here. Actually, 3. So it's a drag. But anyway, I put that on to try to alleviate that, and then I noticed that it does stick up above the hood. I'll show you right here what it looks like while driving down the road. So you can see that it does stick up above the hood a little bit. I mean, probably about, it looks to me to be about 1.5 inches or so from what I'm looking at right now. I kind of like it though. It's kind of almost like an arrow pointing you down the road, you know? It almost aligns in your field of view, at least in mine, from my perspective in the truck, right within your lane. It's kind of weird. I kind of dig it. But it is going to be in your field of vision. Now, is it a problem? You know, that's the biggest concern, right? I mean, you never want to put anything in your field of vision to cause you difficulty when driving, right? Like phone holders, like mine right now, right? I mean, it's in my field of vision, but it's not in the picture, if you will, of what I'm seeing in front of the truck. In other words, it's not blocking the view out of the front windshield of the road or anything else that I need to see. And like I said, you never want to do that, right? Oh, we have a semi. Okay, looked like he was going to pull right out in front of me. But anyway, you never want to do that. So yeah, it is in your field of view. It does stick up, like I say, about 1.5 inches. But for me anyway, it's not a distraction. It's not blocking anything. I can still see. Some people might say, well, you can't see over the front of the truck. Well, I would say that you can't see over the front of the truck anyway. Not having it there would allow you to see maybe, I don't know, maybe 1 inch further down the hood of the truck, but you certainly can't see over the front of the truck no matter what. And this isn't going to do anything to stop that, so, or to make it worse, I should say. So no issues there. Another thing I want to mention while I'm out driving around with this on, not really looking for this to be a review of it yet because I haven't had it on there long enough, obviously. But I think it's important to note, because of those little rubber spacer things, you know, the things that you're supposed to stick on your hood so that if the deflector for some reason makes contact with your hood, it would hit those and not your hood so that you don't scratch anything up. I don't see it moving around. I don't see it, you know, blowing towards the hood while we're driving. There's just no way that that's going to happen with this thing, in my opinion. It's just too rigid. I'm not even sure why WeatherTech includes them as part of their stone and chip deflector package. Just doesn't make sense to me while they're there. I think in order for that deflector to impact your hood, something would have to impact it. You know, like a giant boulder or something. And if that happens, you're going to have problems anyway, well beyond that deflector impacting your hood. So I don't see any way it's going to be a problem. I think the trade-off between sticking something onto your paint and just not doing it all is pretty good. I think leaving them off is not really a problem. As I mentioned in the install video, I did not put them on simply because I didn't see a reason to do so. I don't see really any circumstance that, other than, like I said, some kind of a big impact, that stone and rock deflector is actually going to ever impact your hood. Now, I know there's some people out there that might argue that, well, it is plastic, so if it gets really hot, it's going to become more pliable. and maybe then it could move and come towards your hood. I think you'd have to live in probably a 200-degree climate, or whatever plastic starts to become more pliable, at whatever temperature that might be, which is certainly never going to happen in the environment I'm in. And I do live in a hot climate. I mean, we regularly see heat indices, I guess, in the hundreds. I think the highest I've seen here is probably a feels-like temperature, if you will, of about 115. Of course, for plastics, they don't have feelings that I'm aware of, so it really isn't going to impact anything. You really have to talk about real temperature when you're talking about inanimate objects. So, no, I don't think that's going to be an issue. How am I liking it so far? Like I mentioned, I like being able to see it. It almost gives me an arrow, if you will, or a point of reference to place the truck on the road. And it's not that you need that particularly in the Tacoma. It's not like we're driving the Tundra and it's a great big giant truck, which, by the way, the Tundra is pretty easy to place in the road anyway, simply because of the way it's designed. But if you were driving an F-150 or something, it might come in handy so that you could kind of figure out where you are on the road. So yeah, I like it from that perspective. I do like the looks of it. I had mentioned before that I was kind of hesitant in putting it on, that I really didn't think it would look good, but once I got it on and seeing how it matches and blends in with the rest of the truck, and you guys can see in the video, of course, or pictures rather, I'll put a couple at the end, that it does look pretty good, and I think it blends in pretty well with my setup, and I really think it would with any setup, particularly black. If you have a black truck and you put that on the front, it's almost going to disappear in your truck, I think. I think most people probably wouldn't even notice it was there unless you pointed it out. So that's my quick little short impression of it so far. Again, not really looking for a review of it yet. I haven't had it long enough to do that, but I know some people would ask, because you can see that it goes up a little higher than the hood, obviously, that some people would ask if it is in your field of vision, and I would say it is, but it doesn't really matter. Anyway, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think from the pictures that I showed or the video that I showed of what the road looks like with that WeatherTech bug and stone deflector on there. Would it bug you that you can see it? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, if you haven't before and you're interested, check out my other channel. It is RobMotive JT, all about my 2020 Jeep Gladiator. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.